Welcome to Bass Talk with Freekbass. This is Freekbass, and thanks for taking a little bit of your Wednesday night or whenever you're watching this video to hang out with me for a few minutes, talk a little bit of bass, talk a little bit of techniques. We do everything here on Bass Talk. We do different bass lines. We do different techniques. Over the last few weeks, we've been doing a little bit of thumping and plucking, i.e. slap bass stuff. I think last week we talked about the modes and how you can use modes to create bass lines. A couple months back, we really got into a bunch of different pedals and different, pedals you might want to try using for your stuff. So anything bass related, this is what this is about. And so if you're a bass player, great. Grab your bass, sit back, and let's go over some cool stuff here. If you're not a bass player, that's cool too. I have so many people that email me and leave comments that they're just here that are music fans that kind of like to peek behind the curtain a little bit and kind of see what happens when we're creating stuff. So that's great too. So this channel or this video is for everybody. And if you're watching over at the Facebook page, thanks for please hit your share button if you're watching it, get it out to a lot more people. That's very helpful. And sign up for, say yes to live notifications. And if you're watching at YouTube, at the Freekbass channel, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you can. It helps get out the video out to more people. It's very much appreciated. And like I hear, so we're here this streams live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And so if you're here live, awesome. Leave a comment below any questions you may have. Hello to everybody out there. So let's tonight we're here to talk about staccato and playing, making staccato bass lines, different ways to make things more staccato in your playing. Now, why would you want to do that? So when you're playing, just the way I kind of think of it, especially if you're playing any kind of groove-oriented kind of bass line, you want your bass, everything we do on bass all comes from our hands. Now, if you're a singer, you have your diaphragm. If you're a trumpet player or trombone player, you blow harder, you blow softer, you maybe pucker up more. But us as bass players, all the things that make something that we do that sound more musical, it's what we do with our hands. And so playing something staccato, which means playing the note shorter, can have a really cool effect in terms of making your bass lines sound more musical, and you can do some really neat things for them with them when you do that. And there's so many ways to do this with the staccato thing. The other thing I like about staccato bass lines, which I'm going to kind of delve into here tonight, is if you're ever playing a live show and you want to go to a big breakdown section. It used to be when you did a breakdown section, like break it down, you'd just play softer, so if you're playing like a bass line, break it down. So you'd actually physically play softer. And there's a little bit truth to that, but the thing is, if you go too soft, you lose that thump. So how can you still keep that thump and the music pumping with still making it sound like dynamically not as loud? So that's kind of the way I'm approaching to what we're going to talk about tonight in terms of playing staccato bass lines. And what I do, it's kind of the approach I used to see clavinet players, clavinet, like think of Stevie Wonder, Superstition, and the way that when they play keyboards, they're not just playing coming down real hard on the note, they're kind of stabbing at the note. It's like don't tick it, don't tick it, it's kind of like kind of almost poking at it. I was like, I wonder if you can kind of take that approach to the fretboard on the bass. And that's so I started, you know, if I was playing, you know, like that line I just did a few minutes ago, I think it was something like a, instead of doing that, I would like play it like this. Now, the way I'm doing that, and the way you heard me playing at the beginning, that little line I was playing at the beginning when you guys first turned in, I'm literally almost on every note, here's the secret, I said, I'm not physically pushing the fingerboard down all the way. I'm like literally not, like when I'm doing this line, I'll try to go sideways so you can kind of see it. As opposed to like pushing the fretboard so it actually makes contact with the fingerboard, like pushing it all the way down. I'm not fully pressing down at all the way. And it's you got to experiment with it because, you know, if you do too much, you know, it's just going to sound like just like staccato notes. But like if you kind of get in that in-between zone, not fully pressing down, but, or not this, but kind of in the middle there. Now the key is, and the trick is the right hand, I think, because a lot of times when people play softer over here, there's the tendency to play softer over here too. And what you want to do is you still want to be playing just as hard with your index fingers, but you're just not fully pressing down on the fingerboard. So if I was playing something real simple, to find that real, it's like this, again, it's a lot of experimentation, but the payoff is so nice when you get it because you can kind of go like weave in between pushing the note down all the way for certain things for dynamics, excuse me. Like I start off pushing the note all the way down, like for the heavy one, you know. That real heavy one. Everything I just played right there, nothing with the exception of this note, the low E, I wasn't pressing down on the fingerboard all the way, you know. So one thing you could do, I think would be a real easy to kind of get you started and find where that magic zone is to where how hard you have to push down is just like play a scale. Like since we're in E, like I'm going to play an E minor scale, which I'm sure most people know. If you don't know what an E minor scale is, you know, if we're doing on the 7th fret on this E, it's 7, 9, 10 on the A string, 7, 9, 10 on the D string, 7, 9 on the G string. So just play that scale, but don't push your finger down all the, like, you know, do one's normal, then do one without pushing at all. And then kind of find that middle zone, that gray area. So you can hear the note right now. And what I do, again, the trick is what I do is that, like if the note's not coming out, the natural thing, of course, is to want to push down harder here. But one thing to try to do is actually start playing, again, harder with this hand. Like I'm playing pretty hard right over here right now. And then, and then you can even do even something even simpler just to make it a little groovy thing, just like, on 7 on your A, which is an E, and then 5 on the A, which is a D, just those 2 notes, Here, let me put a beat on and I'll kind of come up with something like that. I'll show you. Let's see, something like this. Again, I'm not going, I'm somewhere in between there. And then, like when I put do those other notes in there, then, it makes it like, you have that, it's almost kind of like, carrying on a conversation, like, and then, oh yeah, say what, let me tell you, or whatever the words are, you come up with a song. But that's kind of the idea, because it gets this, it's this give and take thing that's constantly happening. And then again, it's not about how many notes you play or how fancy whatever you is. It's just literally, it's like, give a little bit harder, It's like, almost like a boxer, like a boxer is not just if they're boxing, they're just not like, hitting full force the whole time. They're doing like little punches. And then like boom kind of thing, you hit them, boom, and little punches. Then that kind of thing. So really kind of experiment around with that. Again, it's all about a combination of how hard you're pressing on the fretboard and how hard you are playing over here with this. So let's put this on again. I'll kind of show you, again, like so. Let's keep with that. Literally 90% when I was playing, I wasn't physically pushing the fingerboard down at all. I mean, when I hit, of course, the E, I was, but so just really try to experiment with that around that a lot this week. I think you're really going to have, and it doesn't have to be funky stuff necessarily. You can do it any style of music, it'll work. But obviously that's my jam, so it kind of works with what I do on there too as well. So check that out. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Again, I'm here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, share this and, hit live notifications. Join me Saturday night chit chat. That's every Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We've got, who do we got on this week? We got Reed Mathis on this week from Electric Beethoven, another great bass player. Got some amazing bass players coming up. We got, Rudy Sarzo is going to be on the show in a couple weeks too, which I'm super excited about that. So anyway, thanks everybody. I will see you next time.